Hello, shadows and sewer dwellers. This is your host, Mystery Man, welcoming you to another blood-soaked broadcast on the Dark Sewer Network. Tonight I'm reading you a brand new tale straight from the crypts of twisted imagination. Dim the lights, crank the volume, and get comfortable. You're about to hear Bigfoot Assault. Sit back, grab a big cup of warm mayo, because once this furry freight train starts rolling, there's no getting off the ride.
Deep in the misty Pacific Northwest, where the trees whisper secrets and the trails forget your name, a legend stirred. Bigfoot had been wandering for days, stomach growling, pecker stiff from looking at pictures of Nick's mom, and mind bored from chasing squirrels that never quite screamed loud enough. The moon was full and the air smelled like popcorn and cheap beer. He followed the glow of stadium lights over the ridge until the roar of 30,000 voices hit him like a wall. Curiosity pulled him closer. He crouched behind the outfield fence, massive hairy fingers gripping the chain link, eyes wide. Why were all these tiny humans packed together like sardines in a can? They cheered and clapped and waved little flags every time a man in striped pajamas threw a ball or ran in a circle. Were they retarded children? Bigfoot scratched his head. He grunted. Looks important. Must be some kind of sacred ritual. Maybe they're worshipping the ball. He settled in to watch, genuinely interested for the first 60 seconds.
But baseball, it turned out, moved slower than a three-legged sloth on tranquilizers. Inning after inning, nothing happened except more standing around, more polite clapping, and more men adjusting their cups. How can anyone with even a tiny brain enjoy this? Bigfoot's massive shoulders sagged. His left foot started tapping, then his right. Boredom crawled up his spine like fire ants. This, he rumbled, voice like grinding boulders, is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I once watched a possum play dead for 6 hours.
That was it. The switch flipped. Bigfoot vaulted the fence in one leap, landing on the warning track with a thud that cracked the concrete. 30,000 heads turned at once. For one beautiful heartbeat, the stadium fell silent. Then the screaming started. Baseball was finally exciting, and Bigfoot smiled the biggest, toothiest grin the world had never seen.
He snatched the nearest bat from a frozen player and tested its weight like a pro. Time to make this game fun, he roared. First victim was a beer vendor in the front row. Bigfoot stomped one giant foot square on the man's groin, squashing his tiny testicles. The pressure was perfect. The guy's eyes bulged out of his skull like two overripe cherries on stems. Pop, pop. Bigfoot caught them mid-air with the bat and smacked them straight into the upper deck. Home run, he bellowed, laughing so hard the scoreboard rattled. He waded into the crowd like a hairy tidal wave, grabbed a father of 3 by the ankles and used him as a living bat to knock screaming fans into the air. Skulls cracked like baseballs. Blood sprayed in pretty arcs under the stadium lights. Met the Mets? More like meaty Mets. A group of college kids tried to run. Bigfoot belly flopped onto them, squashing 6 at once. Their ribs snapped like kindling. Poop squirted from their tighty whities. He rolled around giggling, turning the section into a red slip-and-slide. This is better than real baseball, he cheered. Way more home runs. Way more fun.
Halfway through the massacre, while he was busy using the pitcher as a pogo stick, Bigfoot's eyes landed on the Jumbotron menu. $12 hot dogs, $15 beers, $20 for a bag of peanuts. his furry face twisted in pure rage. "You charge what for this garbage?" he thundered. Was baseball for rich people only, or was everyone truly tards? The remaining survivors tried to crawl away, but it was too late. Bigfoot was offended on a cosmic level.
He stormed the concession stands, ripping open coolers. He grabbed a tray of beers and chugged them all at once, foam exploding from his nostrils. Flat, weak, tastes like warm piss left in a gym sock. He spat the entire mouthful in a pressurized fountain that blasted 20 rows of seats, knocking people unconscious with the sheer force of disappointment. Next came the hot dogs. He shoved 6 into his mouth at once, chewed once, and gagged. "Pig anus! This is boiled pig anus with mustard." He hosed the crowd with half-chewed meat tubes, the chunks flying like greasy shrapnel. Nachos followed. "Too much fake cheese. Tastes like plastic vomit." He upended the warmer and painted the diamond yellow-orange. People slipped, fell, and were stomped into paste, while Bigfoot kept ranting about highway robbery and stadium vampires. By the bottom of the 9th, the stadium was a slaughterhouse painted in red, yellow, and regret. Bodies lay in creative piles. The scoreboard still blinked 0-0 because nobody had bothered updating it after the 3rd inning. Bigfoot stood on the pitcher's mound, chest heaving, every inch of his fur matted with gore and relish. He looked almost peaceful. Then he noticed the giant American flag waving above the center field bleachers. He marched over, dripping, and placed one bloody paw over where his heart would be if he had one. In a deep, theatrical voice that echoed through the empty seats, he recited his own version of the pledge. "I pledge allegiance to me, the one and only Bigfoot, supreme ruler of these woods and this entire stupid stadium. And to the kingdom of awesome that I alone create, one monster under the trees, indivisible, with liberty and justice for Bigfoot, and Bigfoot only. Amen, and good game, losers." He gave the flag a little respectful pat, then turned toward the exit tunnel. With a happy little hop, he skipped back over the broken fence, humming a cheerful tune that sounded suspiciously like "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," but with new lyrics about stomping and spitting. His footprints left red craters all the way into the dark tree line. The stadium lights flickered once and went black behind him. And so, dear listeners, the moral of tonight's story is simple. Never bore a Bigfoot, never overcharge a monster for garbage beer, and if you hear heavy footsteps and the faint sound of spitting during the 7th inning stretch, run. Run like your eyes depend on it.
This has been Mystery Man, your guide through the sewers and the screams. Stay twisted, stay safe, and remember the woods are watching, and Nick the Rat has the smallest penis ever. Good night, my beautiful freaks. Sleep tight if you can.